But no, you need the padding to run, surely, right? That's probably one of the bigger myths. But talk to me about just this idea, I guess, that in order to run, especially run distances, that you just need cushioning. Otherwise, you're going to get hurt.
Okay. You're going to excite me a little bit here because, to be honest with you, this is where I got my start with VIVO Barefoot, with the coaching program. Was it actually started out as barefoot running. And this was right at the boom of Born to Run. And so this is also around the time when Vibram got sued or whatever, because there was just so many things. So here's what I would say for anyone that has that question or is concerned about that. Humans have been running for forever.
Forever.
Especially like if you go to Africa and the desert, and they are known as persistence hunters.
Yes,
right? And they didn't have these big, thick shoes on and constricted feet. No, because they needed to feel the earth, because that's part of why they were able to track certain animals, not necessarily just because of their feet, but to be able to creep, right? To be able to feel the ground. You can feel those vibrations. You can feel certain things that we wouldn't have the capacity to feel in modern times, right? And so were they any different than we are? Well, okay, they are maybe more used to it because they've been doing it for a lot longer. But if you can just apply a few things to your running form, then you will definitely start to understand how we see it. And that's rhythm, right? So I guess first and foremost, the posture, right? You want to have a bit more upright posture. And I like to talk about the spinal engine, kind of like David Weck talks about, right? So I like to talk about, I guess it comes to the different gears we have, because we do have different gears. Yeah. So this is important to notate, because if you're talking about someone running at a 10-minute mile pace versus someone that's running at a 4-minute mile pace, it's very different. Very different. The ground reaction forces, the amount of pressure on each foot and things like that, right? But let's just assume that we're going to be running at a moderate pace, slow to moderate pace. Let's just start with what is running. I like to think of it, and people don't have to agree with this, but I think running is a series of 1-foot hops. So what is hopping? If you asked anyone that's watching or listening, just kind of pause this for a moment and hop up and down. Maybe do it for 30 seconds. And I guarantee you, no one ever will hop on their heels.
No.
No one ever will swing their arms across their body in this rotation fashion while they're hopping in place. No. So then why would we do that when we run, right? When we do real running. And so if you take that 2-foot hopping and you switch that up to 1-foot hopping, you immediately understand that running is a skill, a skill that has to be perfected. So if you hop in place, that's your posture. So you're usually upright when a person hops. And keep in mind, I'm talking to the person who's never heard me say this. Just, hey, everybody, hop in place. Yep. No one's going to be hopping in place with their head forward. No one's going to be hopping in place with their head back. Okay, so that's your posture piece. Then I just give them a slight cue of the rhythm. So posture and rhythm. What is that rhythm? Somewhere around 170 to 180 beats per minute, which sounds something like this. Beep, 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 beep. So if you hit that while you're hopping, and I want to make sure that you're getting your heel to kiss the floor ever so slightly. Why? To show full capacity of the Achilles tendon and the ankle, and that, make sure you don't have too much tension there. And so when you're doing that, then you transition to single foot hopping. That's when you see all kinds of changes in people. So most people are kind of very much the same up to that point. And then you go to the single foot hopping. That's when I go, aha, okay, now do you understand why running is a skill and we need to train this? It's because now you've put 2, 3, 4 times your body weight on a single foot.
That's right, yeah.
Let's not go right into this right away. You have not checked the box to be able to go running yet. Not with me.
Yep.
Right? But then if you can get that, we can get the rhythm down, we can get the shapes right, and then I can tell them to relax. Because it's all about relaxing. Because when you see people clenching their fists and they're clenching their jaws, right? That's that sympathetic nervous system drive that we don't want, right? We want running to be fun, right? I mean, sprinting is, again, it's different.
It's different, right?
So if you can think about posture, rhythm, and relax, then you're kind of well on your way, and then you even build that up.
Right.
So that's what I would say. And do you need padding to hop in place? Do you need padding to jump rope? Because jump rope is one of the closest things to running, if you think about it, especially if you jump rope with your knees, alternating knees. That's basically running. And so when you apply that and then just maybe shift at the waist ever so slightly forward, now you're really using the foot and the lower limbs to propel you. Because a good barefoot runner has all the power that is necessary to be able to keep you going.
Yes.
And then you kind of create this slight wheel that is this circular wheel that is sort of beneath your center of mass and slightly behind you, right? And then if you keep that rhythm up, obviously the rhythm gets a little bit faster as you're sprinting, but if you can kind of keep a rhythm, maybe take a metronome with you. Mm-hmm. I think this is one of the things that people neglect. Forget about the music for a bit. Forget about everything else, but maybe just put on a metronome just so you can kind of understand what that rhythm feels like, and then get rid of that. And then go out in nature and see what that feels like. Because I want to get people to understand that we have the capacity to go outside. We have the capacity. I hate running on a treadmill. I must admit. I can do about a mile and that's about it. But when I'm out in nature, I mean, clearly I can run from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, apparently.
All right, friends, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Radical Health Radio. We got a fresh new podcast for you every Wednesday. If you enjoyed the show, consider liking, subscribing, reviewing, and rating us on your podcast platform. It helps to spread this message of radical health. We'll see you next week.